Welcome back to Dyson Sphere program. I don't remember exactly where we were at last time. Honestly don't. However, I did some stuff off camera. I did some stuff offline. So, like I had been saying all along, I have been trying to get everything, all resources on the planet connected together, and I think I've finally done that. So, all the sources of copper, iron ore, coal, stone. I hadn't gotten stone done yet. All of them are now connected and brought to a central location. So let's make it to that location. Also, you might notice this has grown a little bit because I took the opportunity. See, this is going to take a while to fill up there. I took the opportunity to set up everything we need for Mark III belts, which we've unlocked. We have Mark III belts unlocked, so why not start using them? Now, right now, I've got mostly Mark II belts laid out. To be honest, I can't even remember if I had gone around and swapped out the Mark Is for Mark IIs. But, I went ahead and did that. But so basically, we've got everything we need to make some pretty fast belts. Well, now, last time, I do remember we had gotten the yellow science set up, and we are, let's see, what do we, yeah, we can make yellow science. And why is it going so slow? Are these actually producing stuff? Okay. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, we are short of titanium because we had gotten yellow science made, but we had not yet set up a source of titanium. And as I seem to recall, we were going to use the Interstellar Logistics Station's logistics system to do it. We had just gotten that researched. So I'm kind of excited about the fact that we can now get that up and running. And we've got a planet where we can source said titanium and even silicon. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stellar map, if that's what we want to call it. Okay, so here we are orbiting our little gas giant. And we have sourced the stuff we need here on Home Sweet Home 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to go there and get everything set up. And then we'll come back and then we'll set up the planetary logistics system on our own planet. So let's go ahead. Seeing as how, judging by this star map, we are actually, or solar system map, we're about as close to Home Sweet Home 4 as we're going to get. So let's get out of here and let's launch. First of all, let's see what we got for fuel. We got enough. Excellent. All right, Home Sweet Home 3. Okay, we're getting off the planet. And now let's take a look. Home Sweet Home 4, there we are. Okay. Should have a pretty good idea where it's at. And what direction is it heading? It is heading from... The planet is orbiting the... Oops, hang on. If I hit shift, can I go the other way? No, I can't. Okay. You can, if you want to see which way the planet's going, which way it's orbiting, you can hit the V button again, and while you're in space, and you can kind of see it, and you can judge by this line here that it is heading from the top to the bottom, and that is important to know because we don't go particularly fast yet. We're about half capacity as far as what we can eventually get in the game. Traveling in between planets, we have the ability to go up to 2,000 or more meters per second. So, I mean, we're not exactly talking actual space scale here, but we have a max speed that we can achieve. We are only at a point where we can do about half that. So, oops. Why do you do that? Okay. So the reason we need to know that is because we have to intercept the planet, if that makes sense. We have to basically, like we're trying to hit a target, we have to lead it. We have to intercept it. We can't just point ourselves at the planet and go there. We actually have to, like, lead the planet. We have to aim it where it's going to be in the sky because we don't go particularly fast. Think about trying to hit something with a rock, or trying to toss a football to somebody. You don't toss the football to where they're at, you toss it to where they're going to be. So we have to do the same thing. All right, so here's our source of titanium. And also, let's take a look at the map here, because I did set up a source of silicon, which is right there, which tells me that probably the best place to set up our logistics center is somewhere over here, somewhere in between, because the main sources of the main resources on this planet are going to be our silicon and titanium. So let's go ahead and get that done, and we can get yellow science being produced at a decent rate. All right, so this is one of the biggest pieces of equipment we're going to use in this game. And you can see right now I've got some science being researched. Oh, the deuterium. Oh, deuterium cracking. I don't have to show you that. Yeah, we got that done. All right. There. Make sure we're refueled. Look at this thing. Okay, so before we drop this bad boy, understand... Oh, did I come here without belts? Yep, sure did. Yeah, I came here... Well, I've got some, but not many. Okay, this thing is big. It is very, very big, and it also is a major power suck. So when I drop this, it's actually going to put a load on the planet. In fact, let's take a look at something real quick. The output of the planet is... Wait, what does that say? Yeah, 124 megawatts. Okay. So actually, the planet's at a pretty good capacity. We are going to drop this, and it's probably going to put an initial draw on the power system of about 50 to 60 megawatts. I don't think that's exaggerating. So what we'll do is I'll actually put it right here. And then...
You have established an interstellar logistics station and opened the first node of logistics transportation among the planets. With it, no need to transport cargo between planets manually anymore. Just set to remote supply in the site on the raw material supply planet. The logistics vessel will bring the cargo to the other planets with corresponding remote demand sites accordingly. Setting local supply and demand can also inherit the functions of ordinary logistics station at the same time.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these logistic vessels. I took the opportunity to build some logistic vessels while we're here, or offline. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop all 7 of them in here because it can hold a maximum of 10. So let's go ahead, drop them. So we got 7 of 7 waiting. Now, when I drop the power line on this thing, it's gonna charge this. Oh, you can actually see the vessels sitting up here. They're waiting. They're waiting to pick up cargo. When I drop the power on this thing, it's going to start to charge. It's got like an internal battery, and it's initially going to put a hell of a draw on the system. So let's see what that is going to be. Boom. And what's the draw? Yeah, look at that. It went from almost nothing to over 60 megawatts. So it's charging, and it says it right here. What's 59 megawatts, and it's slowly dropping. As the charge builds up, the draw on the system becomes less and less. So now it's 57, 56. Okay, it's going down. Okay, so let's talk about this thing. First of all, our goal is to export titanium. We're titanium ingots, and we're going to export silicon ingots. So let's go ahead and pick that. The first slot is going to be the high purity silicon. So let's go ahead and select that. And we have two choices here: local supply, remote supply. What that means is we can supply it to other logistics centers on the planet, and we can supply it to remote systems. So if there are any systems out there that are requesting titanium, if that makes sense, or not titanium, they're requesting this material. If there's any systems out there requesting this material, we can set this machine up to say, hey, I've got some. I'll send some your way. So we're going to set this up as a remote supply, but local demand. So that means if we want to set up logistics centers on the planet that supply it to only other logistics centers on the planet, this thing will tell them, hey, I need it. Okay, if there's any place on the planet that has high purity silicon, send it my way, and I will send it to anybody on another planet. That makes sense? So let's go ahead and set local demand, yes, and remote supply, because this is going to supply it to anybody who's asking for it. Now, right now, this is the only interstellar logistics station that is set up. We are going to set up another. You can see I've already created, I have another one in my inventory. Yeah, keep it in my pocket because, that thing is huge. So we're going to go back to our home planet. We're going to set this thing up, and we're going to set that up for remote demand, and it will be demanding the materials that this thing is going to have. So let's see. This thing will be, we have enough to set up 5 slots. Okay, there's 5 individual things that we can set this thing up to supply or demand. So let's set up titanium. That was the big one we wanted. Same thing, local demand, remote supply. In reality, we're probably not actually going to have any local planetary systems. In fact, let me call one up so you can see it on the production queue here. Okay, planetary, excuse me. Planetary Logistics Station. This is what it looks like. This is one that purely supplies the planet. Not outside the planet, but every other... Like, we can send a material to here. We can send some kind of resource to this planetary logistics station, and it will supply any others on the planet that ask for that material. But we don't need to do that. So okay, we got that set up, both those things set up. We are only supplying, we know where we're going. It's going to be a planet local to the solar system, local to the stellar system. If we were going to be supplying some other star system, then we'd have to worry about hyperdrive, and we don't have to worry about that now because we haven't gotten there yet. Oh, I got sniffles this morning. Yeah, so I woke up this morning, and it is September 1st. Duh. But it was 40 degrees out, Fahrenheit, and it is officially cold. I mean, considering it's still summer, that's a big deal. All right. Okay, I got 400. All right, let me see if I can do this. I should have done that to begin with. Why did I not? All right, well, let's exit that. I basically left myself no exit. Okay. So has anybody seen that Factorio has got a big update coming? I'm kind of stoked for that. Okay, right there and inside. Okay. Now, notice. It's got storage for up to 10,000. That's pretty huge. You can see it right there, and you don't have to set up, what do you call them? Sorters? Are they sorters or inserters? Yeah, sorters. You don't have to set up sorters. That basically feeds it directly into the holding of the machine. Oh, you know what? Let's go. Do I have... I don't have level 2 belts. Dang. Okay. Or level 3 belts. Crap. I wish I thought of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get level 2 belts over here. And are we going to have enough to reach this? I hope so. We might not. Oh, you can see I started to set up. It's kind of the same thing here. Oh, fire ice. Yes, we've got fire ice. That's what we need to set up. Okay, so I found a source of fire ice on this planet. This is a good thing, but I don't think I've got enough belts to make that happen right now. So, fire ice. Do I have any... Fire ice, it's not listed here. Dang. Okay. So what we can do with oh yeah, I do. Right here. This right here, graphene, is a material that we need to make, and I've actually, since we streamed last, I set up some chemical plants to create some graphene using this recipe right here, which is sulfuric acid and energetic graphite. But an alternative to that is an alternative recipe is to use fire ice and only fire ice. And with that, don't ask me what fire ice is supposed to be. I don't know, frozen gasoline, something. I don't know, but it with it, if you run it through the chemical plant using this recipe, it produces graphene and hydrogen. So that's pretty cool. So now we've got a source of it, but I don't think we're going to have the belt capacity to bring it to the planetary logistics system, which is a real pain. All right, well, let's see what we can do. I might surprise ourselves here. All right. I've got 300. I've got 300 belts. Will that be enough? I highly doubt it, but dang it, we're gonna try. Okay. Well, we might get lucky. No, I don't think so. I think we'll be able to get the silicon where we want it to go, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the I don't think we're going to get the fire ice. We need more belts. I mean, I'll give it my best shot, but I don't think we're going to have the materials. No, we're definitely not going to have the materials. Okay. How many belts do we have left? Exactly 150. Okay, well, we'll see if we can make it as far as we can. We'll see how far we can make it with the fire ice belt. Now, what we could do is I think I may have set up a system here on the planet that makes Mark 1 belts. I might have done that. I'll have to look. Let's take a look at the planet while that thing does its thing. Where are we? copper. There's fire ice. Thought I did. I might not have. Sometimes I'll do that. I thought I mentioned that sometimes when you're on a planet, you can find yourself having not brought enough belt material. No, I guess I didn't. And you can set up a you set up a little system on that planet for the sole purpose of producing the few little things that you need just to get your system up and running, and I apparently did not do that on this planet yet. Yeah, what have I got for fuel? Yeah, nowhere near enough. Well, almost made it. Not too bad. Not too bad. Probably another 100 and it would have made it. But, you know what? Let me get closer to finishing this belt over here, so we can get the silicon being stocked up. Get this belt completed. Right? Yes, no, maybe so? There you go. Okay, now before we go anywhere, we are going to have to charge our system up. Here, let's go get some. Okay. We will absolutely increase our capacity. Excuse me. I'm feeling a little sick, but so if my voice sounds a little off, that's why. I am not feeling very well. My feeling congested, that's all. I feel fine, but I clearly am not. Okay, let's check for buildings here. Can I make any more? No, I can't. Okay. But apparently it looks like I definitely have the capacity to make more smelters and increase the capacity of this system. Okay, we're slowly stocking up on silicon and titanium. Where is the little coal plant? Right there. Good, because I need fuel. And then we'll get back to our planet and we'll set up the system there. Okay, let's charge up at the wireless power tower. Alright, now once we get a good charge, we're going to jump up into the sky and get off this planet. Oh, yes, but next time we come back to this planet, bring a whole bunch of belts with me. Maybe even the level 3 belts. Problem with level 3 belts is they require these super magnetic rings. They are a pain in the neck to make. I mean, the materials themselves are not terribly hard to find. There's just a lot of steps, and because there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of materials that go into it, and trying to set them up almost always exhausts the subcomponents. Like a big one are these electric motors. It absolutely sucks down the electric motors that are in your logistics system, so you can never make enough of them. So therefore trying to make these green electromagnetic turbines, which is the next step up, are a pain, because each one of these requires 2 of the motors, and then each one of these super magnetic rings requires 2 of the magnetic turbines. So each of these magnetic rings requires 4 electric motors at least. So it's a royal pain, and they don't It takes a lot to make those. They're a pain. All right. So, let's get off this planet. Oh, you know what? Let's check to see what direction we're going. Well, actually, just go toward the sun. We'll find it. Okay. Yep, right there. That's where we're going. Alright, and hard to tell exactly which way we need to go. Just aim for the planet, and we'll see how far we get. Alright, when we get to our planet, we'll pick a decent spot to put that machine, to put the logistics center, and we'll see what happens. Because again, it is an incredible draw on the power system, and the one we have on the planet's pretty loaded. It's pretty well loaded up. Alright, so for as far as technologies we're working on right now, let's see. We're working on miniature particle collider. This thing is going to be helpful later on. This is what's going to allow us to start creating warp cores, whatever we call them. I don't remember the actual name. I always call them warp cores, but let's see. What is the name for them? Where are they in the system here? Right here, gravitational wave refraction, right, Cha? Okay, once we start making these, we can start making these warp cores. But, actually, in order to do that, if we go to upgrades, we actually need to upgrade our thrusters. And where are they? I'm trying to remember which one applies to us. Is it Mecha 4? No. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, there's a few of these that are actually required. Drive engine right there. Unlocks Mecha Warp. Okay, so we need to be at level 4. Right now we're at level 2. So we've got a little ways to go to get that set up. We've got a lot of science to go through for sure. Okay, so let's get out of there. Alright, head toward our planet. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's get up to speed. Alright. Let's see exactly where we're at. Okay, so the planet is going to be ducking behind the gas giant, so that being the case, we might have to do a little bit of a slingshot. Like I said, even though we're going at almost 1,000, actually we're going 1,000 now, we're actually going to have to, we're going to have to intercept the planet, if that makes any sense. And gravity is a thing in this game. Oh, no, actually we don't have to. Okay. Good. Boom. Alright. Excellent. Alright, let's pick a spot. And I think it's going to be fairly close to the science labs. Ooh, you know what? Hey. So, no. Let's talk about deuterium later. First, let's go talk about science. Oh, we're all the way over here. Okay. Okay, so this is our bootstrap base, which we're not using much of right now, and I'm not terribly brokenhearted about that. That's fine. You can see we're already starting to run out of materials here at the bootstrap base. Alright, let's figure out where we're at. Okay, over here, okay. yeah, there's our main trunk of resources. Okay, so I think right around here. I think maybe even right over here. So what's our power system look like right now? Probably pretty open. No, it is not. It is not open. Because right now, a whole lot of stuff is getting done. A whole lot of stuff is turned on. Which means when I put this thing down, it's going to burden this power system. But, nevertheless, let's do it. Possibly right here. Thinking right there. Boom. Oh yeah. Okay, a little bit. What's the charging? What's the burden right now? 51. Okay. Because we don't have any logistics vessels on this thing. Okay, got it. All right. So all the logistics vessels, if you put logistics vessels on this, it increases the demand on the power system. So the fact that the vessels are on the other planet kind of makes a bit of a difference. All right, so let's go ahead and set this thing up. So the first resource is going to be the titanium, and this will be a local supply. If anybody locally wants it, we'll say, "Yay, we got it!" But we need to set up what's called a remote demand, and immediately you can see this blue line indicates how many ships are on the way to bring it. Oh crap! It took all of them. Okay, drat. Because I wanted to save some for the titanium, or for the silicon. Remote demand for that as well. We're also going to set up a remote demand for fire ice. Remote demand. Okay, so we're going to take the titanium and we're going to insert it. It's going to come out of here. Oh, which means we need belts. Let's go ahead and get some. And we'll use the Mark III belts because we've got a whole bunch of them. And now we've got an actual, like, super tall building on the horizon. Okay, and where was it that we inserted our titanium? I think it was right here. So that being the case, let's pull this up. And we'll set up a titanium storage right about here, I think. This should be good. Once this oil well runs dry, we can get it out of there. Well, it won't ever really run dry. It'll just reduce capacity. You'll learn that in this game. So oil never runs out. It just runs down to a trickle. Like right here. This oil extractor, what does it say? For extractions, it just says, what, 0.0 minute? Well, yeah. 3.1679 per second. Oh, okay. So it's actually got a lot of capacity left. Alright, so when we're pulling things out of a logistics station, pull the belt out, it's going to ask us to provide a filter, and we're going to filter out everything except titanium for this particular exit. Because we want titanium. And we'll bring it right to the storage. And from that storage, the reason we want to set up storage, Because you might think to yourself, well, if these logistics centers can handle 10,000 bits of titanium, then why do you want to set up a separate storage? Well, the reason is, then we can set up a system for logistics bots. There's let's see, do I have that yet? Yeah, right here, logistics bots. They can fly around and deliver things from one storage unit to another, but in order to use them, you have to set up a logistics distributor, and logistics distributors sit on top of storage units like this one. So, that's why I want to put it in a storage system like the ones we've been using up to this point. Alright, can I make it? Should be able to. Yep, there we go. Okay, so interstellar logistics, we've got it. And now, upgrade that belt, upgrade that belt. Yes. So now we have the ability to make yellow science. More or less at will. Okay, so but we're gonna suck that down quick. Alright, so now that we've got blue belts, let's go back to that planet and see if we can set up a source of fire ice. Oh, silicon. You know what? We need to get that done. Now, one thing that I did that I don't think I showed anybody is I set up the ability to make processors. In order to make processors, we have to make these silicon components here. What do we call them? Solid state or microcrystalline components. Basically computer chips. So I've set that up, but the problem is they're very difficult to make unless you get a direct source of silicon. In order to make them, you have to take stone, which I'd forgotten. There's an entire set of products that come from stone that I completely forgot about, and silicon can be made from stone in this game. So I set up these smelters which take in stone and turn it into silicon ore, and the silicon ore gets sent over here to these arc smelters right here, and they turn the silicon ore into silicon ingots, and they get sent over to those computer chips and turn them into computer chips. Takes a lot of resources, takes a lot of stone, and it goes very slowly. So if you can find a source of actual silicon ore, which is, there's plenty out there if you get off the planet, then you're in good shape, and that's what we did. I forgot to mention that last time. So let's go ahead. Let's see, where have I got the output going into? It goes into this one. Where is it going to go? Goes into here. Okay, so into this storage unit, let's go ahead and output the silicon ingots to that. Okay, set up the filter. Okay. Now let's see, can I actually make any more logistics vessels? Can I do that? 2. Make 2 more, okay. We'll fill this thing up to capacity if we can. I mean, technically we could put a whole nother 10 logistics vessels on this thing if we really wanted to. Okay, there's the miniature particle collider. Alright, let me take a look at the power system. Yeah, we're still running at 80%. Oi. Not cool. We gotta take care of the power. We got any? Okay, yeah, we do. We've got some titanium and silicon on the way. Oh, did it make the ships? Did it make the 2 ships? I asked it to. I asked it to make 2. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and slap them in there. Boom. Okay, so we've got silicon on the way. We've got titanium on the way. What do we have for power? We need more. Let's go get some more energetic graphite and let's go back to the planet. Go back to our other planet. Where are we at? Please tell me it's not on the other side of the sun. Yeah, it pretty much is. We can already see our logistics vessels are on the way. Alright. Yep, you can even see the logistics vessels marked on the map. Which way is it going? Okay, it's going to go from the right to the left, so we're going to have to intercept it. All right, yeah, right to left. All right. Okay, so with one thing I never talked about is this gas giant. Eventually, we're going to be able to pull resources out of that gas giant. You might be thinking to yourself, well, why haven't you just gone over there? There must be something on that planet. There actually isn't. Nothing that we can mine or harvest in the conventional way. We have to use a special kind of extractor for that. Let's see, do I even have that? Do I even have the ability to make it? No, not yet. No, that's something I have to research. In fact, I might even be able to put it in the queue. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. Gas giant exploitation. Okay. And we use these orbital collectors. So basically, it looks like an interstellar logistics system that's in orbit around the planet. And it just kind of, it's like a big hoover that just sucks the gas that's around the planet into itself. And it can harvest fire ice, because there's like fire ice, an infinite supply of fire ice in the atmosphere, or it's deuterium. It's usually one of the two. And in this case, let's see, can we see it again? Okay, fire ice, collectible fire ice and collectible hydrogen. So it collects fire ice at a rate of 0.6 per second and the hydrogen at 0.2 per second. So once every 5 seconds it collects a hydrogen, and I guess it would be every 3 seconds, or every what would that be? It collects 2 fire ice every 3 seconds, something like that. But we'll get to that at some point. It's just not right now. Okay, which way are we going? Okay, we're going bottom to top. So let's intercept the planet here. Aim ahead of it. So we meet that planet at a point in space. If we just try to fly toward it, we'll miss it. If we aim center mass, we're going to end up missing it. So now, I'll just do this. Okay. There we are. Okay, so... get the fire ice sent up. I don't think I actually set up the commands on this logistics center to about what to do with the fire ice. I actually haven't told it what to do. So I need to program it. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade the whole thing. Ugh, man. Just gonna upgrade the whole belt here. Might as well. Got the ability to upgrade it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Wow, forgot how long this stupid belt was. There. Okay, everything should be upgraded now that we need to be upgraded. Boy, and I can't fly because I have no juice. Because I'm drained. Stand here and charge up. Can I program it from here? I'm not sure I can. Yeah, I'm not sure I can. All right. Let's program it. Fire ice right there. Local demand. You don't have to set local demand if you don't want. You can leave it at local supply. I mean, especially if you really don't have any plans at all to bring it from local planetary collectors to this thing. You don't have to set that up. That's really the only time you would need to is if you are going to set up other planetary collectors. It's some cases it's beneficial to do that so you don't have to lay a whole network of belts around. I mean, you saw what I did on the other planet. There's belts every freaking where. What I could do is I could pick a couple of spots, got a couple of strategic spots, set up planetary collectors. What do we call them again? Planetary logistics stations. I could set up planetary logistics stations around and it would be fine, and then put some logistics vessels, which are these things, these logistics drones, and they will fly it from there to this, and this thing will send it off to wherever I want to send it. I could do that. But, so it's just this local demand thing. I just always had a habit. I set it like that so that I don't have to go back and do it. Alright, so are we all good to go? I think other than the fact that, let's see, upgrade that, I think. Alright, the planet, or the ships have gone. Okay, good. Now we'll go back home. So now we have a source of fire ice, silicon, and titanium. Okay. Okay, so let's go home. And I can see our home over there. Do you want to go home to your home, Paul? You want to go back to your home? Yes, yes I do. All right, and I'll show you some of the other things we've set up, because that's important. Also, let's take a look at what we've got coming up. So we've got purple science research now, and in order to make purple science, we need the processors we talked about earlier, and then particle broadbands, basically fiber optic cables. We need to be able to set those up. And in order to do that, okay, silicon crystals. Okay, crystal silicon, we can make those from ingots. Okay, that's good to know. I'd forgotten that. So that's something that we should be making as well. And then we need to make nanotubes, carbon nanotubes. Okay. But I gotta show you the deuterium fractionators that I've set up. I gotta show you those. And you can see our logistics vessels doing their thing. We should basically pass. Yeah, we're basically passing them. Because we're going the other way, right? Yes, that is what you thought it was. Okay, I can't really see where we're going because of the logistics vessels. Okay, you can now use mini fusion power plants with generate power generators to convert energy released by the controlled fusion reaction of a deuterium fuel rods. We need to make deuterium fuel rods. Yes. Definitely make deuterium fuel rods. That might be the key to solving our power problem. So if I want to make deuterium fuel rods, what do I need to do that? Okay, I have all those materials. I do. I have all that. Good. It's just going to take a little bit of finagling to make it happen. Okay, let's see if we can hit the planet. Okay. It's a bootstrap base, so we want to go this way. So let's go take a look at our deuterium fractionation going. That we've got going on. So what we do is we take hydrogen and we run it through this process. Fractionation. Well, are we actually hurting for hydrogen? Right, because we're not using the light oil. We're using a little bit of the light oil, but we're actually going through the hydrogen pretty quickly. Well, let's go take a look at the hydrogen. Something I hadn't thought would really happen. Hydrogen is crazy because you either have way too much of it or not enough of it, but you're never in a nice happy medium as far as hydrogen goes. Okay, look at this arrangement. So these are deuterium fractionators, and what they do is they take an input of hydrogen, and let's see, is it 1%? They have a 1% chance, or they have a 99% chance of spitting hydrogen right back out. But out of every 99 hydrogen that it spits back out, it will spit out one deuterium atom. So, or one deuterium unit. And so basically, you need to take 100 hydrogen units and run it through, and it will turn one of them into deuterium. So the best thing to do is set them up as a chain, and then the hydrogen just goes around in between them. Okay, this stopped. That's why right there. That stopped. So that stopped the line. Can I put this on top? No, I can't. Alright, actually, I can do this. I'm actually going to add another, there we go. Okay, so that'll free up deuterium to come out. But anyway, yeah, so what you do is, the best thing to do is basically just set the hydrogen circulating in between all of them, and then eventually you're going to get a nice collection of deuterium, which, as you can see, that's what's happened. But if any one of them can't get rid of the deuterium it's created, it blocks up, and then it actually holds the whole process up, which you can see that's what happened. That's why it wasn't producing any, because we actually maxed out on deuterium. So now that's being solved, because I gave the deuterium some place to go. That is another tank. In fact, can I make any more tanks? Yep. So by providing more storage space for the deuterium, we're allowing the deuterium to circulate around, process more hydrogen. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. I know we're kind of kicking the can down the road as far as deuterium goes. As far as storage goes. So be it. You know what? So let's upgrade this whole thing. I'm turning them all to blue belts, or at least all the hydrogen around here. So let's just getting the hydrogen through here as quickly as possible. If this arrangement looks vaguely familiar, if anyone out there is familiar with Factorio and familiar with the Covarex enrichment, that's basically what this is. It's the same sort of relationship. There we go. Okay, so basically we got hydrogen going through at maximum speed, and therefore processing at maximum speed. But the thing is, we're actually running out of hydrogen. So we've got deuterium. Okay, what did I say? What were we gonna try to work on? What was it? Where was it? Oh, right here. Deuterium fuel rods. Yes. So we need deuterium. We need titanium. What is this called? Titanium alloy. And those super magnetic rings. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. All right, I powered the draw. The power draw has actually reduced, and we're back at a pretty good place. Okay, let's take a look. We're gonna start using logistics bots here. Can we make any? We make 2. Okay, but we should have all the materials we need to. Let's see, we might not be able to do this. 1, 2. This is going to be tricky. We might not be able to do this, but I'm going to try.